This week, a hot new bombshell.
After bombshell after bombshell.
Bombshell.
A lot of stories were
Revelation.
tracking, including an absolute bombshell.
About a bombshell.
There was a major new bombshell.
Unbelievable.
Bombshell conversation.
Reality Bombshell.
Hello and welcome to Reality Bombshell, the comedy podcast that investigates the not true crimes of your guilty as pleasures and examines reality TV through a true crime lens. I'm Ben, my pronouns are he, him.
I'm Kelson, my pronouns are they, them.
I'm Ariel, my pronouns are she, her.
And we're three friends who all like true crime, and one of us is a reality TV obsessive, but that's not me.
Not me.
It's me. Guys.
What?
Can you guess what I'm about to say?
You got a bombshell for us.
I'm so excited about this episode today. We're going to be getting into our first ever, housewives marriage.
Reality Bombshell.
All right, so we're in Potomac, Maryland today.
Okay, back to
Cool.
Potomac.
So, let's meet our heroine of the day.
What year is it?
This is seasons 1 and 2 of Potomac, so I
Okay.
believe it's 2013, 2014.
Okay, that seems to be like a good sweet spot.
Yeah.
Yes,
A lot
yeah,
of, lot
absolutely.
I guess it's probably
Stuff
because we're
covered.
starting pretty early in the beginning.
That's when a lot of shows really picked up, I guess. Yeah, the prime time of reality TV. You know, what are you
True.
gonna do? Yeah. So, Ashley Darby, Ashley Bolch Darby, Bolch being her maiden name. She was born in June of 1988. She's a Gemini. For
Okay.
those invested. At the time of filming season 1, she's 26.
Okay,
So
that's young for a housewife, isn't
very young for a
Yeah.
housewife. So
Yeah.
when Ashley came into Potomac, she was like the very young addition. All the other ladies were in their 40s. Ashley came in, she's 26.
26,
Yeah.
yeah.
And yeah. She was born and raised in Sandy Spring, Maryland. She grew up lower income, raised by a single mother named Sheila. She was the former Miss DC. She competed for Miss America. She was a bartender, and the bar was owned by this man named Michael. When she saw him, she said she needed to marry him right away.
Oh.
And let's meet Michael.
Whoa!
So, Michael Darby, born July 29th, 1959. He is 55 at the time of filming.
Oh my god.
Is there any further lore on why she saw him and said, I need to marry this man?
So Michael Darby is Australian.
Sure.
Okay.
So she says the accent.
Well,
did
you
it for
hear
her.
that, you don't see that. She said, "When I saw him."
Well,
Not
yeah.
what I heard.
Well, okay. So let's put
just
this in
being
perspective. Michael owned the restaurant where she worked as a bartender.
Sure.
Yeah.
So Michael is a real estate developer with properties all over the greater District of Columbia area. He was divorced prior to meeting Ashley. He has 2 kids from his previous marriage. He's wealthy.
Sure.
I hope so.
Yeah.
And there it is. Yes. So Ashley and Michael, they liked to travel together, be adventurous. They I think they bungee jumped off the Sydney Harbor Bridge, what have you.
Cool.
So Ashley's mom, Sheila, struggles financially quite a bit.
Sure.
At the time of filming season 1, I believe, she had just declared bankruptcy.
Wow.
So Michael and Ashley
Support her.
support. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Which does come to be a topic of conversation later on. But for now, we are actually just talking about Michael and Ashley. So
So this is the crime, right?
them being married?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a crime. yeah. It's certainly
Not the one we're covering.
Not
but-
quite yet, though. So Michael and Ashley live in a penthouse in D.C.
She does look really happy in this wedding photo.
She does.
She does.
And Ashley's
They
so
actually do
cute.
look very happy.
They do.
Say.
Yeah. Cherish it now.
Doesn't last.
It does not. Spoiler. So Michael introduces Ashley to this wealthy lifestyle.
Sure.
They live in a penthouse in DC. Like I mentioned, Michael financially supports Sheila. They are currently at the start of season 1, working together to open a restaurant in I want to say Arlington, Virginia,
Okay.
called Oz, which is a fusion restaurant, Australian and American
Okay.
cuisine fused
Are they that
together.
different?
Right. Those cuisines are fairly similar.
Right. So I think the idea, so on the menu of Oz was like emu, kangaroo,
What, bald
other
eagle?
animals.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, where's the American
Right,
coming in?
right,
That just
right.
sounds Australian.
It's very like gimmicky.
Sure.
Yeah.
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 Outback
And is
Steakhouse
it-
who?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And is it Oz, O-Z, or A-U-S?
OZ.
Okay.
Yeah. So like a cute concept for a restaurant.
I don't know why you're calling it American Fusion. Just call it an Australian.
I mean,
Right.
it's an Australian restaurant initially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The fusion part is just the part that
Right.
throws me off a
Yeah.
little bit.
It's in America, therefore it's
Therefore
legit.
it's legit, sure.
So when Ashley first joins the cast of Potomac, she is initially just a pot stirrer. She will hold that role up until
She's 26.
today. Yeah, she is the
Yeah.
a pot stirrer in Potomac. She immediately starts like Googling all the ladies when she joins. Again,
Good.
she's 26.
Yeah, I was
like
gonna say, she's
yeah.
She
locked
can't
in.
relate
Yeah.
to these 40-plus-year-old women. She
Right.
needs,
Yeah.
she needs to figure out, like, what do I talk to these women about?
Exactly, and I think it's like weird, but it's like, well, she's 26.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
what did you?
I don't think it's weird at all that she's Googling these
Not
people.
at all.
Yeah.
The bigger issue, though, is that she starts gossiping about the women. So, here we can see Ashley on a set of swings gossiping about Robin Dixon. Have we talked about Robin at all?
No,
Not that I
don't think so.
remember.
So she's another Potomac housewife. She's best friends with Giselle.
Okay.
The two of them are like, they call themselves the Green-Eyed Bandits. So, quick note on Robin. Let me just give like a TLDR, well, a little longer than a TLDR, but a quick background on Robin. She married her high school sweetheart, Juan Dixon, who played for the NBA. I believe he played for the Washington Wizards.
Okay.
Juan was not the most faithful husband. They have 2 kids together, Corey and Carter, the most adorable children
Oh, yeah.
ever.
Are they twins? They sound like they would be
They are
twins.
not twins.
Oh,
but
Corey and Carter sound
Carter's
like
are
twin names.
absolutely. They got divorced, Juan and Robin. But however, they still live together and raise their kids together.
Okay.
So yeah, right.
Yeah, that's one of those things where it's like, I don't think it's necessarily like an ideal arrangement, but I
Sure.
think it makes
If
more
you need
sense
to make
than
it happen that way.
Right,
than
if you had-
having the kids have 2 different houses
Sure.
and like having to move back and forth. Like
Right.
what's up with the school district? Like I think living together and co-parenting like is not
I don't even know that their kids like knew they were divorced at the
Wow.
time.
okay. Well, that's
Yeah.
not
I
what
don't-
I was
I don't know.
advocating
Yeah,
for.
yeah,
I want to
but-
be clear about that.
And also, there's like a good amount of like financial stability
Totally.
that comes
Yeah.
with Robin living with Juan. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
that is
I-
their situation.
Yeah, I think possibly being more clear about if they were together or not.
Yeah, and I can't
would
speak
be-
one way
yeah.
or another. I don't
Yeah.
recall off the top of my head,
Yeah.
but
That's funny though.
That's kind of the vibe we get.
Imagine like you graduate high school or something, then your parents are like, "Oh, finally, 10 years after getting divorced, we can live apart." And you're like, "What? What?"
well, I will say that I'm sure that the kids knew pretty quickly once the show started. It's more that like when it happened, I'm not sure that it happened.
Okay, gotcha.
But then like Robin and Juan start like dating, and they end up actually getting remarried.
Really?
A couple seasons down the line.
Yeah, and how's that go?
It-
Okay.
It goes.
It goes, yeah.
goes.
Leopard doesn't change their spots.
Sure,
Let's
sure,
just
sure.
Yeah.
put it like that. However, one of the bigger issues here is that Robin and Juan have a lot of financial issues because prior to the show filming, Robin and Juan had a close friend, who was also their financial manager. He said he was investing their money when in reality he was stealing it.
Ooh.
By the time they noticed, it was way too late.
I need to get on that kind of grind. I need to just tell people like, you can trust me with your money, and like just let it be like that.
illegal, but yeah. The problem is, once they noticed it, they confronted him. A judge ordered him to pay a different victim who had sued him.
Sure.
And when he could not make the payment, he jumped off of a bridge.
Oh.
So
I
Robin
thought
and
you were gonna
Juan.
say he filed bankruptcy.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yikes.
Robin and
Yikes.
Juan not only lost all of their money, they lost a very good friend who was also betraying them, and they couldn't get any answers because he's dead.
That
Really
sucks.
brutal.
Already
Yeah.
in Potomac, we've run into two
Lots
lots of financial
lots of
issues.
financial issues.
Is
Yeah.
that a running theme in Potomac more so than the other housewife franchises?
No, I think it's a running theme in Housewives.
Got it.
It's just in general. It's a lot of trying to live up to this like visual of who you are. When
Yeah,
really
Right.
don't
It's
have
a
the money
lot
to
of
back it up.
projecting.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. It doesn't happen a ton in Beverly Hills because they have a lot more money.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So it's
Yeah.
like they might have financial issues, but it's more like okay, maybe we can't afford to buy that fourth house. Like,
Right.
It's financial issues in that way, whereas
Right.
a
A
lot
lot
of
of
other
other
franchises
franchises.
have more tangible issues.
Right. And Robin at this point is like one of the poorest housewives we've ever seen. And
Yeah, it's just
she's they
Yeah.
went like I think they actually also declared bankruptcy.
wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I feel like if you declare bankruptcy, you don't get to be on Housewives anymore.
I mean, fair. It was like between seasons 1 and 2 maybe, or like before,
So, like, early.
like early. Yeah.
Wow.
So because by
Yeah.
season 2 they've moved out of the house in Potomac and they now live in a very small like row home in like the greater Baltimore area.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And they're still on the show?
Not as of this last season,
Okay.
but they were on the show
Gotcha.
for a while. Yeah. And like they built themselves back up, but they
Yeah.
took like a huge hit. And
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's what's going on with Robin and Juan, and Ashley is just chattering
around.
everywhere, talking about all of it. And then in season 2, she starts talking about how she sees Juan with another woman, and it's like, Ashley, like, stay in your lane. Because at the same time, Ashley and Michael's relationship is starting to kind of have a little bit of friction.
That's why she's trying to talk about other people's relationships.
Exactly. So,
Reflecting.
Yep.
yes. Let's talk about the first time that Michael met all of the women. It was on a boat party, and he jokes about going swimming and starts taking his pants off.
Oh.
We just don't need to be doing that.
They're on like a
Nope.
dinner cruise.
Oh.
Like,
Why would you start with your pants?
Great
such a good
question.
Like, I
question.
feel like in general, when people start getting undressed, especially if they're
Sure.
doing it for a bit, it's like, well, let me take my shirt off first.
Immediately
I'm going
start
swimming,
like
like,
a shoe?
or-
you
yeah.
need to take those off first
Right,
to get
right.
the pants on
Yeah.
yeah,
anyway.
your
starting
wedding
with
ring.
pants is every time I go spinning every time I go swimming, I take my wedding ring
Rings
off first.
Yeah. Earrings,
Immediately.
wedding ring, shirt, absolutely. Yeah. So immediately all the other women are like, bro, like, what are you doing? Because also,
Yeah.
Michael's like the one white guy on
Yeah.
this boat cruise, really. I mean, like, there's one other housewife's partner that's white, but like,
Yeah.
and they're all like, what is this white man doing taking his pants off?
Yeah, what's this
on a boat?
old white man
Old
doing?
white man
Yeah.
doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And why is this pretty 26-year-old married to him?
Yes.
So immediately, not a good first impression. Then later, Ashley invites the group to their beach house in Bethany Beach, Delaware. We love,
Bethany.
we love
We've been
Bethany. Michael surprises them by crashing the girls' trip on the last
Oh
night.
God.
And like that did not go
That's
over
never
well
good.
because they're all like, we don't want a man in this house.
Yeah, no, this
is a
girls' trip. Yeah.
Yeah, like it was very explicitly stated as a girls' trip. And Ashley and Michael are like, well, this is our house. Like, what? How are you going to tell me where I can and
I
can't
guess
be?
this is fair.
Yeah, like,
But
they're
it was-
not wrong about that, but it's still not cute.
And it was made worse by Michael making a comment like, oh, like me and 7 women. And it's like, oh, like, read
Yeah.
the room. Yeah, so Michael's like kind of icky.
Yeah.
Of course
Yeah.
he is, yeah.
And then a few episodes later, he, that other white man that I mentioned that was the partner of another housewife,
Yep.
Katie, who only lasted 1 season, he grabs Andrew's butt.
Oh.
Let's watch.
Obviously, Crocodile Dundee had 4 drinks too many. Michael was on the dance floor, very excited, to the point where he decided to grab Andrew's butt. Not Ashley's butt, not Katie's butt, not my butt, Andrew's butt. Ooh, I didn't want to see that.
Look, I think we kissed the homies. I think we should be grabbing the homies' butts too.
Yeah.
Feels like he's just trying to he's doing anything he can for attention. This is
Yeah.
That's a safe bet.
yeah.
So yeah, Michael grabs Andrew's butt at a party.
That's a lot.
Great.
And so, who's Andrew?
Andrew is the partner of a housewife named Katie.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So not super important who
Yeah.
he is because he doesn't come back ever again.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Fascinating.
the other white man at the party,
Sure.
Yeah.
Michael grabs his butt.
He was just really practicing good, like, race relations. He's like, if I'm
Right.
grabbing anyone's butt, it's gotta be the other white guy.
Right, just to make sure I'm not
just
crossing
sit-
any
Sure.
lines.
Yeah, I'm not crossing any lines. I want to be very clear about this.
It does become a whole
So-
conversation where it's like, why is this a white man thing to do to grab men's butts? And it's
I
like,
mean that is
yeah.
kind of a
Have you seen
that's
sports?
a sports. Yeah.
yeah, that's fair. Have you seen sports?
Yeah. Yeah. Touching people's butts is not okay. I want to be clear about that.
Right,
We are joking here.
right. Yes. Consent.
Yes.
Yes.
All
Great.
that.
So let's talk a little bit more about their relationship again. Ashley, that's a dog. That's their dog. Ashley is very open about wanting kids. She wants to she's ready to be a mom. She wants to have at least 2. She's got names for them. She wants them to be a Leo or a Gemini.
Oh, wow.
You gotta
She's
be
picking
planning.
out birth months.
She's picking out birth months.
Yeah.
Yeah, so which means you have to plan 9 months in
Right.
advance. Yes.
And so Leo and Gemini, they're not next to each other on the thing, right?
They're close. I believe they're both summer, but I
Yeah, but isn't Cancer in between them?
Cancer is in between them. Yeah.
So you're playing with fire. You gotta.
You are.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Personally, if my baby came out of Gemini, like I'm
You'd
giving
put
it
it back in.
Like,
I mean, I have a Gemini moon, so I'm gonna
abstain from this conversation.
I don't know enough about astrology. I only know about my
nothing,
signs.
So I'm.
Yeah, all you need to know is that if it's a Gemini, pop it back in. Either you can come out a little earlier or you can stay in there longer. But like I am.
You'd
not...
rather have a Cancer than a Gemini?
Oh, no question. Yeah. Are you kidding? Yeah. Anyway, I'd rather have like a Libra. I'd rather have like fuck. Okay. So Michael, however, Michael's dangling this potential baby over Ashley like a carrot.
That's never good.
I mean, like, are we surprised this
No.
older man has something to like power
You
grab
would
over?
think it would be his money.
I think it's also his
Yeah,
money.
I think this is on
It's
top.
all
in
part of it.
addition.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'd really like to get started on the Mixley train. Where
Mixley.
Honey, Mixley is Michael and Ashley, which would be our spawn.
And that the baby's going to be called Mixley?
No, the baby is Hawthorne or MJ.
You're giving that up now. You're telling me that's what it is. No other alternatives. That's it.
Yeah. When you carry the baby for 9 months, then we can talk.
Okay.
Now that the restaurant is opening soon, the next big focus will be having a baby. My ovaries are exploding over here.
I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it a lot. It's a biological imperative. So let's say maybe a month after the restaurant opens?
Even though I have 2 stepchildren who are pretty much my peers, I still want to have a baby. Sooner rather than later, I hope.
How about break even?
So after the first month, in the event that we break even, we will start trying
Right.
for the baby.
Right.
You will not pull out.
No. You hit that number, and we're going to be like bunny rabbits.
Okay, good. I like that.
Yep.
I would like to formally apologize to our interns who did have to edit this clip
Oh,
together.
God.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, y'all.
You're like, what do you mean your ovaries are exploding?
Oh, God.
Oh, God.
No.
Anyway,
I think Hawthorne's kind of a cute baby name.
I do like the
I
name
actually do like
Hawthorne.
that.
MJ, though, is bizarre to me.
That is a, yeah.
Does it
I
stand for
assume
does it stand
something?
for?
I
Right.
assume it will.
Yeah.
Mixley.
Mixley.
Yes. Also, the use of spawn?
Yeah.
Weird.
Yes.
Yeah.
Weird.
I agree with that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all bizarre. But
Yeah.
I
I think it's sweet that she wants to start a family, though.
Oh, totally.
You know?
Sure, but the way that she speaks about it already feels like she doesn't want to have a family for the right reasons.
Yeah, it feels like a hobby.
Correct.
I
Yeah,
get that.
that's fair, yeah.
I think my biggest concern here is the like, how quickly does it take for a restaurant to break even?
Not a month.
Not a month.
Not a month.
Not a month.
Yeah.
So Michael now holding over Ashley, when
Right.
the restaurant breaks even,
Yeah.
then we can
And
have
she
a baby.
doesn't know any better.
She
Like,
does not know
Yeah.
any better
a
at all.
26-year-old who has
Yeah.
never opened a restaurant is not going to know.
She
Yeah.
had
How
no
long,
idea what
how
she was
long
getting.
would a restaurant take to break even? I assume like a year.
I was if I
At
had to
least a
guess.
year generally.
Yeah.
Most
If not
I think
longer.
I think it's at least half of restaurants that open fail in
In
the first
5
year.
years.
In the first year.
Damn.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
it's tough. It's tough to get going. But
Yeah.
most restaurants are not.
Yeah.
I don't know if there are any restaurants that are breaking even in the first month.
Yeah.
Oh God, no.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't even think it's possible.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. So, and he knows that.
Yeah.
She does not know that.
Yeah.
Right.
It's also a very common theme in Housewives for housewives and their husbands to like open a restaurant and then be like, "Oh my God, this is a lot of work."
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me in the
Yeah.
slightest.
That's.
yeah.
I mean, that's most people who.
Yeah.
open
Yeah,
restaurants.
honestly,
Like,
yeah, that's
a
like
lot of-
90%
A
of
lot
it.
of people who open restaurants are like, "This
How
is
hard could this be?
How hard could this be?" But it's also like, this will be a great place for me to like bring all my friends and give them free drinks, and then they actually get into the work of it, and they're like, "Oh, this is hard."
This is hard
Yeah.
work. Yeah, absolutely. So,
Also, just like the sense of like needing to break even before they have a baby. The idea of like putting a monetary amount
Yep.
feels really weird.
Very Michael Darby.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God, MJ probably stands for Michael and then whatever his middle name is.
Oh, probably. That makes
Michael
sense.
Jr.
Michael.
Oh God, I hope not.
That's awful. Anyway, because the deal is that they get to have a baby when their restaurant is successful, and because Ashley is committed to the restaurant and like being a part of Michael's financial empire, like she wants to
be involved.
contribute.
Right.
Yeah. She basically takes over as the manager of the restaurant.
Has she ever done that before?
No. No. Now we're in season 2. They've opened up Oz. Unfortunately, Oz is flopping because nobody wants to eat emu.
I certainly don't.
Yeah.
And this is in Maryland, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
If it
or
was,
Virginia, like the greater DMV.
If it was in like New York or like LA, like where people are like a little bit weirder,
sure,
I could see it maybe being a bit more successful, but like
and I also don't think Australians eat emu.
Oh, they don't.
Like it's not. It's just purely gimmicky.
Yeah.
So no one's going there because they don't know what it is. They don't know what they're eating. And obviously this is like tearing their relationship apart.
Yeah.
Because they're still like on the table. Well, we can only have a baby. When we break even.
They've like tied like their work and their personal life together in such an insanely intricate way.
Totally.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And like the restaurant's also flopping and Ashley cares a lot about it.
Yeah.
Which is a bit of a bummer. It is having a totally brutal effect on their relationship.
Not shocked.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm a little hardened too. I mean, when I'm in a business situation, I just go into my business mode, and you're my business partner, but you're also my wife. So I've got to adjust with that too, because I know I come off pretty strong sometimes. And I want to get back to us, baby. I feel like we've moved away from you and I.
Yeah.
I feel we want to get back to our happy times.
I know. When I think about where Michael and I are now versus where we used to be, I honestly don't know how to get back to that good place. I don't know what it's going to take.
But I do want to make it work.
So you can tell it's really having like quite a straining effect.
Totally.
Especially if you're having that kind of like, you know, our relationship is in a hard place conversation while you're like seemingly in a gym locker room.
Yeah.
They had just gone like the faux skydiving thing.
Okay.
Where they,
okay. To me, that looked like they're at like LA Fitness.
Yeah, I mean,
they're like just talking to each other in like these like sweatsuits. I was like, that's how you know it's really bad. Like you're talking about this at the gym.
Well, it's because like they wanted to film something together. And, and then have the conversation on camera.
Gotcha.
So the activity happened, and then after the activity, they're
that makes more sense.
But I mean, like valid. And if you don't watch Housewives, like how would you know?
Yeah,
right.
Totally. Yeah. So difficult.
Yep.
So because the restaurant is flopping and Ashley cares quite a bit about it, she decides she's going to revamp the menu.
Okay.
She wants to make it more palatable for Americans.
Good start.
Good
less
start.
gimmicky. Yeah. Michael, however, isn't like super on board with it. He's dragging his feet about it. I don't think he loves the idea of like Ashley having like
input.
Also, it not being an Australian restaurant because he's the Australian and that was his
that was his whole thing.
concept.
And I don't
I
think
feel like you can probably have an Australian restaurant without it being emu.
Yeah.
Correct. And I think I honestly think it's a lot of not wanting to concede.
Compromise,
Yeah, absolutely. Ashley is now revamping the menu, and she plans a huge Critics' Choice dinner to boost the restaurant's image. So she's invited critics, influencers, family, friends, and the day of, Michael is nowhere to be found.
Ooh.
Now, what I'm about to show you is a bit of a longer clip.
Sure.
Okay.
Stick with me, it's all very important.
Cool.
Okay.
Where are the servers? Where are all the servers that we have?
That's the only thing I'm concerned about.
How many servers do we have right now?
2? 3?
If we don't make a good presentation, I really think this would be the nail in the coffin. So it would be really important to me to have Michael here because he's my partner. He's the person who has been through this whole journey with me. And I would really like to have someone there who, you know, I can share some of my stressors with.
Hello? Nope. I'm not letting you interrupt this night. I'm not. I can't stand you. Stop. Put on your big boy pants, come in here, showcase the restaurant, and then we can talk about the issues later. This is not about you right now. It's not about you. You want to be a bully? Come on in here. I'm ready for you, boo. Come on. You don't want to see me, but yet you're outside? What was the point of coming? then come in and shut it down. Make up your mind. Do you want me to care about you or do you want me to care about the restaurant? What do you want? Okay, so now you want me to care about you because you are the restaurant. Child. What do you want?
Why are you trying to start a fight?
Are you kidding me right now?
No. Go. Turn around.
Michael and I have been arguing back and forth about this Critics' Choice dinner for quite some time now. He's just very resistant to having people come in and judge our food when he's not even fully on board with doing a revitalization of the menu. I feel like it's a sinkhole and we're about to go down to the middle of the earth and bye-bye, you'll never see this bitch again. That's what I feel is about to happen.
Actually, how do you calm down ever? How do you ever...
You are such a hypocrite.
Stop yelling.
No, stop. You've been yelling at me all day, you f***ing insane asshole. Only thing that matters is your f***ing career. All that matters is how you feel. You're mad because I don't massage your feet at night. You're mad because I don't come home and I don't rub your back. Because I don't listen to all of your f***ing problems. You can try to diminish me and minimize me all you like. Shut down your restaurant, shut down your event tonight, and this marriage will be over.
It's my restaurant.
Fine.
Why do you try to fight?
Because you know that you have leverage over me, and so you exercise it at every opportunity, and I'm not going to stand for it. I'm not going to let you do that to me right now. This is not the time.
You've blown up into this all day, and not one sorry.
I'm not going to apologize to you.
Don't say sorry.
You have no idea the thought and the process that's gone into this event. You have no idea. You, child. Okay. I'm so sick of you. I'm sick of. I don't want it anymore. No, I don't actually. I don't want him here.
Well, then I get a choice as owner whether I want this event or not.
Sure, do
That's
that.
fair.
Go ahead.
Isn't it?
Do that. Flex your muscle.
Isn't that fair?
Flex your muscle. Do what you need to do. You're not my partner. You're my f***ing parent. I'm over you. I'm thirsty. Oh, Jesus Christ. I've never experienced so much anger in my life. Oh, thank you. For him to say to me that he's going to close his restaurant down, it's a pretty harsh reminder that my husband essentially really does hold all of the reins. He holds all the power in this relationship.
Ouch.
Damn.
Yeah.
Good for her for like standing up for herself.
Totally.
In terms of it and everything.
But
yeah.
also, like, it's tough seeing it from this end because, like, we could see from moment one that there was a power imbalance, but it is clear she is just figuring that out.
Or she's just
allowing
herself
to figure it out.
to come to terms with it. Yeah. That's rough. Him driving up and sitting in his car, that's so
Crazy.
funny.
He
the worst. Is a child.
I gotta tell you, this is just the tip of the iceberg with Michael Darby.
Mm-hmm.
He it's awful. He's a terrible person.
As the only one of us in the room who is married.
Oh yeah.
have you ever said to your partner, "I'm sick of you"? Is that
never in any kind of genuine way?
Right, like, ugh, I'm so sick of you.
Yeah,
sure.
yeah,
right.
like, yeah, David, I am sick of you all the time, actually.
Right.
No, but because even when, like, we get really mad at each other, it's like, there's never one of us who has so much more power over the other. Like, it's a very innately balanced
equal
dynamic.
relationship.
Exactly,
yeah.
But no, I mean, there was one time where we had a disagreement and, like, I had left the room to do something and I thought they were coming into the room to, like, keep the disagreement going. And so I was like, fuck you, I don't want to talk to you.
Wow.
And David was like, I'm literally coming in here to get my shoes. But, like, so very quickly after that, it's like, whenever one of us is annoyed with the other one, we're just like, fuck you, I don't want to talk to you. Like,
right, but there's no, like, you insane asshole.
Right.
No,
like,
no.
shut down, do this,
honestly,
and we're over.
We'll disagree and, like, on a lot of things, but we're not fighting with each other. We're not yelling at each other.
Whoa, Kels has a healthy relationship.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Also, it takes a lot to get me to, like, genuinely yell.
That's
like,
fair.
I have to be, like, very mad.
Right.
And I don't waste time on someone who would make me very, very mad. So,
Actually.
yeah.
Fair.
Yeah.
But again, even though Michael, she clearly seemed more aware of the fact that, like, there's this imbalance and she doesn't really enjoy being with him and everything, but he's supporting her. He's supporting her mother.
Yeah.
He's doing this restaurant that she does care about.
And at the age of 26, she might be 27 by this hot mic moment.
Yeah.
Like, when you're 27, as a 29-year-old, you feel like a biological clock really ticking.
Yeah.
So the thought of, like, getting divorced and
having
starting
to start
fresh.
again.
Like, that's
Yeah.
not even a thought.
Yeah.
Because it's like, how could you even do that?
And I feel like in your like your mid to late 20s, also speaking as a 29-year-old, I feel like you kind of get into your head where it's like, well, I'm already 27. This is the path I'm on for my
I'm
life.
so old.
Right.
Yeah, like this, I've already made my bed. It's time to lie in it. When it's like,
Right.
realistically, it's like you can be in your 50s and be getting a divorce and starting
Totally.
over and stuff.
Right.
But I
Absolutely.
feel like that kind of idea of like, you know, you do high school, you go to college, you start your life. And
Right.
so in your mid to late 20s, you're like, well, this is what I'm doing.
This is it.
Yeah, this
She's
is...
stuck on this path and
Yeah.
doesn't see another way out. But also, there's so much else tied in with
Exactly.
him being her financial support and her
Yeah,
mom's financial
and
support
wanting
on
to
top
have a
of it.
kid.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
Two-
absolutely.
Hawthorne and MJ.
Hawthorne and MJ.
Yeah.
So,
Do you think if she gets with someone else, she'll still want a kid named MJ?
I don't know.
No, probably not.
Yeah.
It depends on what it stands for. Does
Yeah.
it stand for Michael Jr.?
then I assume then she would not want to
Right.
name
Yeah.
MJ. Yeah, probably not.
Maybe it stands for Marcus Jeremy.
Do you want to know what happens with Michael and Ashley's
Yes.
marriage?
Yes.
Yeah, why not? Spoilers.
I mean, there's going to be a lot more that we talk about with their relationship because
Yeah.
it gets even more
Crazy.
insane.
Right.
Yeah.
But they do stay together. They have 2 children together.
Hawthorne and MJ.
No.
Whoa.
Oh,
Yeah.
what's the point?
One is like, I think one's name is Dean and the other's name is something else. Neither Hawthorne nor
Not even
MJ.
close.
Bro.
And
Annoying.
then they separated, and they were separated for like, I don't know, it felt like 2 years, and then she finally cut the cord and was
Yeah.
able to like separate and actually sign the divorce papers, because for a long time it was like she just wasn't willing to sign.
Yeah.
Because she's financially dependent
dependent.
on him. And I believe she didn't even get any like real spousal support. Like,
Oh, wow.
Do you know if there was a prenup?
I believe
involved?
there
I
was
can't
a
imagine there
prenup.
wasn't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Would make a lot of sense.
So it's just like a really awful,
That's
icky
tough.
situation. And yeah, I mean, there's plenty more to talk about. We'll get into it, but
Yeah.
that's the. This is really like our first introduction to Michael and Ashley's relationship, which is horrifying.
McAshley.
Mixley.
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 It's even worse
Yeah,
than I
it's
thought.
way worse. And it
Mixley.
comes in the form of this like hot mic moment that
Yeah.
like sticks with them everywhere.
Yeah.
And if that's what they're saying while they know
While
the
they're
camera's
recording.
around,
Yeah.
good
Rough.
Lord,
Yeah.
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 So Ashley, like the badass she is, pulls herself together. Everybody starts showing up. They have this room full of critics and influencers, and she and Michael make their way into the room and give what I believe to be the most uncomfortable restaurant welcome toast in the
fun.
history
Yay.
of the world.
Excuse us, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all for coming today.
Welcome to Oz. My name is Michael Darby. I am the co-owner of Oz with my lovely wife, Ashley.
Ashley wants to talk so bad. She wants to tell him to shut up so bad. I know.
Thank you, Shiggy. That was so sweet. Yes, working with your husband definitely presents its
That's
share of
another bunch
challenges.
of issues.
Okay. Don't do it. That was my advice to you. No, I'm just kidding. It's been great.
Whew. That was a little shade. Ouch.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh God.
Yeah.
For one thing, thank you, Shuggy.
I hate that nickname.
Did it? And it doesn't. It doesn't seem like she was calling him that before. That felt really out of nowhere.
I think that's like one of their
Okay.
nicknames
One
for
of their
each
nicknames.
other.
Okay.
Yeah. But like, it's not a good.
Yeah.
Not a good one.
Not a good one.
Nope.
Yeah.
All of that was uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Incredibly uncomfortable.
It was uncomfortable how they were talking over each other while
Yes.
saying how bad it is working with your spouse.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, and everyone in the room's like, "Oh God, like
Ooh,
this is
yeah.
uncomfortable. This is
Yeah.
The vibes in this restaurant are terrible, and I don't want to eat emu."
No.
yeah. You know the do you guys know that meme of the cake pop at Starbucks where it's like the bee and it's like looking at the cookie and the meme's like, he wants that cookie so effing bad.
No,
Oh my God, I
idea
can't
what you're
stand you
talking about.
guys.
Sorry.
I'll pull it up and show it to you guys on a break.
Okay.
But her, when they were saying like she wants to speak so badly, like the way she was like looking at the cards in his hand, like that's the energy that I got from that.
Yeah,
It's a funny meme. I have excellent taste.
great. Yeah, you can tell the power dynamic just in that
Yeah.
toast alone. Is
Yeah.
uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Reality bombshell.
So the question is, who's to blame?
Oof.
I mean,
It's Michael.
Yeah.
Again, the crimes are heinous.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Oh my God. Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, Michael, if he had such an issue with this whole dinner as a whole thing, it would have been better if he had just stayed home and been a grump about it, rather than coming in and having this whole fight and then still in this toast insisting that he's the one who talks the most and like
throwing a
stuff.
friggin' tantrum
Literally,
and like, pull a power move.
Yeah,
and then, like,
hiding from the cameras like that.
Yeah,
I
right.
loved the cameraman shot where it was through the car window.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that was so funny.
I feel like that has to be, for any Bravo show, like, that has to be a cameraman test to be able to, like, film something from
people who are actively trying to hide.
Yeah. I mean, hot mics don't happen a ton, but when they do,
yeah.
So good. So good.
So a hot mic is when people are talking with, like, they're still...
They don't know their mic is still hot.
Yeah, it's like the guy who went into the bathroom and was like, they don't know I killed him.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. So obviously Michael is to blame here.
Correct.
For sure.
I think Ashley's biggest crime is, like, choosing to be a gold digger.
Sure.
Like...
Yeah, I mean, there's gonna be consequences.
Well, right. Like, you're choosing to marry this person.
Yeah.
If you're getting into a relationship with a power imbalance, there's going to be a power imbalance.
Yeah.
Right, and, like, you can't tell me she, like, didn't ignore red flags.
Yeah.
For sure.
I mean, come on now.
So his punishment, I feel like he needs to...
I think he can only eat emu.
He can only eat emu. I was gonna say he needs to open a new restaurant. No.
He can
Not
never
harsh enough.
go to a restaurant ever again.
Yeah.
He's
only allowed to eat emu and he has to cook it himself.
Yes.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Because I don't know anything about emu. I imagine it's not easy to cook.
No.
Otherwise, I think people would eat it more.
I know nothing about emu. Well, the other thing you have to think about is what was the cost of, like, shipping in all of these like exotic animals for people to eat, for them to not even purchase it.
Right.
And it's like they probably have to mark it down on their menu because no one's spending $40 on kangaroo.
Correct.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Christ.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, for sure. Yeah.
I mean, he at one point there's a lot of conversation about whether Michael's gay or not. So I was going to say, like,
I mean, he did touch a butt.
He did touch, and he's touched many more.
And I think that would make a lot of people gay if touching one butt made them gay. But if he touched a lot more,
then he's got it.
The evidence is stacked.
Absolutely.
Only gay people touch butts.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely not straights.
No.
Yeah. But yeah. So punishment is just to eat emu and have to make it himself. I think he deserves way worse.
He does.
Fair. What do you think he gets then?
I don't know. I mean, like, my go-to is always going to be
death
castration.
Penalty.
Both.
Same.
Both.
Yeah, I'll take both castration and then the death penalty.
Reality
All right, welcome back. This is our segment that we like to call Crimes of Fashion, in which I, a straight white man who knows very little about fashion, am given several names to look up, and I look up that name, fashion, and bad. And I find these images, and my co-hosts here rate them. So this is Crimes of Fashion.
Are we rating on a dress to impress scale? Are we doing 1 through 5?
Yeah, let's do dress to impress.
Because last time we did 1 through 10, but I feel like we should just
1 through 5. Mm-hmm.
So Giselle, this isn't awful.
It's not good.
Like, yeah. My opinion of Giselle's outfits is that she always over accessorizes. There's way too much going on.
And I'm a big over accessorizer myself.
Yeah.
I don't have a ton of accessories on when we're recording because they jingle a lot.
Sure.
So as
there's a way to do it.
There is a way to do it, yeah, but it can depend. The photo that we have here, it's just her top half. It looks like she might just have like plain jeans on under the bottom though.
Probably.
She has like a beige and gold striped shirt with a light wash denim jacket, what looks to be like a straw hat with Madden on it. Like a Madden brand.
It's definitely a
hat.
branded
I think it says
name.
Madeira.
Madeira, sure. And then she also has like a pinkish, reddish, coralish, like crossbody purse. It's just kind of giving like vacation. It's like you'd wear that to the airport.
It probably was on a cast trip.
Yeah.
But like, think about what other women are wearing on cast trips. Like, they're showing up.
Yeah.
I don't know.
This feels like something a middle-aged mom would wear, minus the hat. The hat.
The hat's interesting.
Throwing everything
Yeah,
off.
If it was the hat, I'd be like, yeah, you know, whatever. Like, you're going to the grocery store. Like, sure.
Totally. It's the hat with the shirt. Because the shirt has, like, a pattern going on. It almost looks Versace-esque with, like, the gold stripes.
Yeah.
And then, like, almost like an emblem at the top collar that it's way too much. Especially because the denim jacket has, like, stuff going
I
on.
really, honestly, I think if it didn't have the hat, I wouldn't think it's that bad.
Right, it's just all of it is
just,
too much.
It's a bit.
Plus the dangly earrings. Are they hoops?
It looks like they're hoops.
Like chunky hoops.
Yeah, I'm fine with hoops.
I don't mind the
like them.
hoops. Yeah, the jacket, I just think it's all clashing.
Yeah, because the jacket is it's like worn. There's like tears in the jackets. It's like pre-distressed.
Right. If it were
whereas-
like a plain shirt with the jacket and the hat, fine.
Yeah.
If it were no hat, shirt, jacket, fine. If it were hat and shirt
and jacket that's not distressed,
right,
it'd be fine.
It's just every single one of these things is like almost like the statement part of an outfit.
Yeah. I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 5. I'll be honest. I think it's fine.
I think it's for Giselle. It's fine. Yeah, I'll give it a 3. Her interior design decisions are absolutely horrendous. So I'll give this one a 3. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, moving on.
All right, Grand Dame.
Karen Huger.
I like this dress.
Yeah. It looks like it's a long bodycon dress. Looks like it's...
Can't tell if it has straps or not.
It's either strapless or like spaghetti straps.
Yeah,
Spaghetti
spaghetti
Her
straps,
hair is kind of over her shoulders, so we can't quite tell.
Yeah.
Yeah, the dress is like a navy blue base, and then it has a bunch of kind of like tropical colors on it,
Yeah, like
making
bright
different
orange,
shapes.
green, white,
Yeah.
maybe a little
It's
pink
like
in
organic
there.
shapes and stuff. I like this one,
I actually really like the dress.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's really pretty. It looks good on her.
Yeah.
She's got those curves, baby.
Yeah.
Her
I
hair
think
looks
especially it looks great if you're on like a tropical vacation, like you're going to the beach or something.
Absolutely.
I think this is good. Her hair's pretty blonde with like some waves, and she has like a bracelet on, like a white bangle, but the rest of it. Yeah, I think this is good. I'm giving this a 4 out of 5.
I agree. It's letting the dress like speak for itself.
Yeah. If there was more going on, I think it could easily become
necklace
too
would
much.
ruin it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I like this 4 out of 5.
That's a lot. Yeah, 4 out of 5. So this is Ashley Darby. Ashley is wearing a 2-piece crop, like spaghetti strap crop top with like what look to be like flowy pants.
Yeah, it looks like a small shirt, big pants kind of combo.
I don't know that the color, like, I like a matching set. It doesn't look like matching set, though. It looks like 2 separate pieces that were put together just because of the way the striping is. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of a little...
I mean, it looks like she bought it on Shein. I'm going to be honest.
Oh.
It looks like a cord that she bought on Shein.
It does, yeah. If I were to do this differently, I would make the pants one of those colors, but solid.
Yeah, or even the top.
Yeah, one or the other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just feels like a lot.
Yeah, I like her hair.
Yeah, her hair's fun. It's given kind of like 80s, like
and like
jazzercise in like a good way.
She's got body for days. So
yeah,
like,
body.
Yeah,
tea.
I mean,
Yeah.
but yeah, I don't know that this is.
This is just not doing it for me. She looks like the top looks boxy on her.
It does. It looks bizarre.
Yeah.
I don't even know. Yeah, the colors aren't like her best colors either.
Yeah, they're not particularly like flattering.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'd give this a 3.
I was gonna say a 3.
Yeah, it's not awful.
If I see someone walking down the street in this, I'm not gonna look at them and be like, "What the hell are they wearing?"
No, but I also wouldn't.
Not that I do that anyway. But
No,
you know what I mean.
yeah, right. But like, I also like a normal person wearing this is one thing, but like a housewife on social media, I think is another thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't mind this, but Ashley's done way better.
Mm-hmm.
So of these 3, who's the biggest criminal?
Giselle, I agree.
Not that it's like super, like I would say Giselle's 3 and Ashley's 3 are like
different.
Different 3s.
Yeah, different 3s.
Yeah, because like I said, it feels kind of like Giselle's like going to like the airport or like the grocery store or something. This at least feels like, Ashley's like, oh, well, let me like get dressed up a little bit. Like, let me put on an outfit even if I don't particularly like that outfit.
Right, I'm just going outside to take some TikToks.
Exactly,
Right.
yeah. But Giselle's feels a little bit more slapped together.
Totally.
Right. Great.
Yeah.
All right.
Awesome. Good picks. I feel like this time it was more neutral. you
Yeah.
know?
So yeah, Giselle being the worst,
Yeah.
but I actually think Karen is far and away the best.
Oh, yeah, I like
Yeah,
it a lot.
yeah. I like that dress. I'd wear that dress.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me too.
Yeah.
If you wore it, I'd be like, I like that dress.
Yeah, and if you wore it, I'd be like, hey, I like that dress.
Yeah, I'd be like, thanks.
Wow. If Ben wore it, I'd be like,
I'd be like, yes!
Don't know if that's ever gonna happen.
No,
I don't
right.
think that's.
We've gotten pink pants, so
So true.
Yeah.
And Ben does say, like, he's a straight cis man who doesn't know anything about fashion. That is true. But he dresses pretty
fine.
sharp. Over time, he did, like, he'll be wearing something. Me and Ariel will be like, okay.
yeah, that's new.
I think it's because the bar's low.
The bar is low.
So it's
very
really
low.
easy to
Well, also
impress
because we know pretty much everything in Ben's
Closet.
wardrobe at this
Yeah.
point. Yeah.
It's not extensive.
It's rare that we
it's
get
not.
something new, and then it's like,
Yeah.
oh, pink pants.
All right, enough about Ben's pink pants. Thank you for joining us. You can find us everywhere at Reality Bombshell, and on the apps you can set it up for automatic download for the podcast episodes so you never miss one. I've been Kelson.
I'm Ben.
I'm Ariel.
Bombs
Bombs
away.
away.
Reality Bombshell.